on camera, a stunning admission from one of the architects of Obamacare. He claims a lack of transparency and, in his words, the stupidity of the American voter. Get that? He's calling the American people stupid. Help the Obama administration get the health care law passed. The video of economist Jonathan Gruber just surfacing.
This bill was written in a tortured way to make sure CBO did not score the mandate as taxes. If CBO scored the mandate as taxes, the bill dies. Okay, so it's written to do that. In terms of risk-rated subsidies, if you had a law which said healthy people are going to pay in, it made explicit that healthy people pay in and sick people get money, it would not have passed. Okay, just like the lack of transparency is a huge political advantage, and basically, call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically, that was really, really critical to getting the thing to pass. And, it's the second best argument. Look, I wish Mark was right. We can make it all transparent, but I'd rather have this law than not.
And Representative Marsha Blackburn joins us. Good evening, Congresswoman.
Good evening.
I probably should add to this. I do think that he also was one of the architects of Romney Care in Massachusetts. But he's now saying that the only way to get it passed was to basically hide things that were critical for the American people because the American voter is stupid.
I just could not believe his comments. And, Greta, one of the things that we continually said was that this was going to end up being additional taxes. There are over 20 taxes involved in this bill. And we also talked about how they kept trying to change, move the goalpost, if you will, with every rewriting. And they're still trying to do that with all the delays and the waivers. The law doesn't work. They wanted the American people to pay for their social experiment so that they could take control of all health care, thereby move to a single-payer system. And now that people like Jonathan Gruber are opening their mouth and talking, the American people are finding out what this administration and the group implementing Obamacare really thought about the American taxpayer.
Let me repeat part of what he says. He says lack of transparency is a huge political advantage. And, of course, remember that President Obama ran on transparency. And he goes on to say, and basically call it the stupidity of the American voter or whatever. But basically that was really critical for the thing to pass. And you know what else bothers me about this, Congresswoman, is that there are so many now Democrats who want to get the medical device tax repealed. And the thing that really bothers me about that is that this is not a new tax. That was in the bill from day one. But if anyone had bothered to read it, but suddenly they find out that they've got a lot of medical device manufacturers in their state who are big contributors, and suddenly now they don't want it. Now they don't want that tax because now it's going to hurt their candidacies.
Well, and also they're finding out from patients and doctors about this tax, and you're exactly right. They should have read the bill. There's also the insurance tax there is the transaction taxes that are there. This bill is full of taxes, and it is time for us to get it off the books. And the more people know about it, the less they like it. And right now we're getting ready for small businesses and individuals to lose their health insurance. We've got 250,000 cancellation notices in Virginia that will go out, 14,000 in Kentucky, 2,000 in Tennessee, and people are going to be thrown into this exchange for a health care product they don't want.
Well, it's deeply disturbing to me because I really want Americans to have, and anyone in this country, have access to health care. I want people to have, I do not want people suffering at all. But what I find appalling is that we pass a bill that is so clumsy that it doesn't achieve, the goals we want, or that is so confusing, or no one bothered to read it. And then suddenly when it does get passed, all of a sudden everyone has a stroke about what's in it. Well, you should have read it ahead of time. And it's also incomprehensible. I mean, the whole thing is, and it's deeply frustrating because the American people ought to be able to get health care. People shouldn't suffer. But the thing is that the members of Congress were so lazy about how they did this.
Well, and you had a 2,300-page bill that is now over 20,000 pages of rules and regulations. And this is all the Hillary Clinton, Al Gore team. They started in 95. They wanted to push this through. They couldn't get it through. It died after the 96 elections. And so a lot of that team came in to help Barack Obama with standing up Obamacare so that they could realize their dream of universal health care provided by the federal government and take control of 1/6 of the nation's economy.
I don't care how we get medical care for people. I just don't want it to be stupid, wasteful, incomprehensible,
right?
And you know whatever. But anyway,
right.
I'm taking the last word on that. Representative, thank you.
Good.